There are times when you deserve more than a coffee break, so make a cup of Mellow Birds. You'll find its smooth, mellow flavor turns an ordinary coffee break into a mellow moment. Mellow Birds for mellow moments.
Every day should have some.
Oh, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another Mellow Moments. Mothering Sunday today. Hope so. I hope you're doing something lovely for your mother. I bought my mother some bedding. She actually wanted the bedding for Christmas, but it's taken me this long to actually get round to doing it because she didn't send me a link. But anyway, she should have her new bedding now. Hope she's doing well. I know that, little AAA has got something for her mother as well. Nice bunch of flowers, basically. And, I'll probably end up having to fork out and take everyone out for dinner later on. Or supper, as Mrs. A insists upon saying. All right, well, some fan mail now on Mellow Moments. And Owain Stiggle says, what's your Mellow Bird TM recipe? Mine is 1 teaspoon of Mellow Birds, a half a teaspoon of local honey, a splash of milk, mix it into a paste, add boiling water, another splash of milk, mellow out, enjoy. Well, it's funny you ask that, Owain. I can reveal my recipe. 2 That's right. 2 teaspoons of Mellow Birds. Put the milk over. Stir to make a kind of milk Mellow Birds, about an inch of milk, I would say. Put the boiling water over. Job's a good one. And that's where you're getting a lot of the kind of, I talk about the flavors. You need that second. It needs to be 2. If you only have 1, it will be a rather too mild, I'm afraid. There's such a thing as too mild. So anyway, that is mine. Why don't you share your Mellow Birds recipe, everyone? Okay, well, just before we get going today, speaking of fan mail, Sue has been a huge hit on the show. Sue from Turnabout in 1991, and also she was found on Going for Gold. And an intrepid viewer has found her first appearance on Going for Gold, where we get to know a little bit more about it. So we're not going to watch the whole episode, but I thought some of you may want to see what she has to say for herself when we get to know her. So here is a bit of banter with Sue, where we get to know Sue a little bit more. So and then we'll have a look to see what's on the box today.
Let's get to know them a little bit better. Sue Balaam is from England, interested in riding and dressage and in clay.
Hello. clay pigeon shooting and dressage. Hello, Sue.
Pigeon shooting.
That's
Sue.
right. Yes.
Is it as difficult as it looks?
No, not once you get the hang of it. It's reflexes.
It's probably like a quiz program once you get the hang of it. Sue, the very best of luck to you in the rest of today's program. We have from Finland.
So there we go. That was the bit where he gets to know Sue. All right, let's have a look to see what's on the box today.
On his phone. Couldn't you get any more on? Well,
it's nice.
is it a success? What do you think? With the banana in,
Yeah.
does it work? Hooray! A successful Welsh dish! Hooray! Now, do you know? I mean, this is Welsh from David's Bake, but do you know what lava bread is? Because that's Welsh as well.
No.
No, well, I didn't know either, so I was curious to find out. So where better to find out just what lava bread is than here at St Fagans, at the Welsh Folk Museum, which restores historic...
Ah, St Fagans. I used to go there a lot as a kid, friends. And I've also been there in more recent years as well. Sometimes we go there. In fact, I think I'm going to take AAA there next time I go back to Wales. I love a bit of St Fagans. It's like a kind of, shows how things used to be back in the old days. And well, at least last time I went there, they hadn't done anything to ruin it. So, fingers crossed, eh? Touch wood, touch wood.
Buildings from all over Wales. This particular farmhouse is from the 1890s and the inside is decorated 1930s style.
Beep, 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 beep. I let a chick in the barnyard pen, quack, quack. Said the duck, won't you let me in? Cluck, 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 said the little red hen. Let's boogie in the barnyard. Bam, bam, said the sheep from another fold. Moo, moo, said the cow, let the butter roll. Cluck, 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 said the little red hen. Let's boogie in the barnyard.
I'm here now with Rhiannon Gay, who's going to show us how to make lava bread.
So we have to give our assessments, don't we? I mean, Cheryl, yeah, why not? But what about old Frumpy on the left here? She looks a tiny bit like that woman who took over from Stephen Fry, Toxfig. But yeah, why not for old Frumpy? Why not?
Rhiannon, first of all, I've got to ask you, what is lava bread?
Lava bread is a seaweed. It is collected on the coast of South Wales, from Pembrokeshire, Gower area. Then it's collected. It's boiled for hours, and then it becomes this green mess. If that's what you like to call it.
Now that's a very particular Welsh accent that she's got there, old Frumpy. Very particular Welsh accent.
No, actually, it looks like very, very boiled, what's that stuff?
Spinach or something.
Spinach,
Yes.
that's it. I was going to say, what does Popeye eat?
Yeah.
It looks a bit like spinach.
Yes.
So this is seaweed.
Yes.
It smells very strong.
Yes, it's not too fishy. You'd think it's going to be very fishy because it comes from the sea.
It's
There's
very
a-
irony.
Yes, there's a lot of iodine in it, and it's very good for you. It's plenty of vitamins and minerals in it.
Is it anything like the seaweed we know on the beach, with all the little bobbly bits in it?
No, it's not. It's a very delicate silk-like lettuce leaf that grows just in certain areas, and therefore it's difficult to find. And it's usually grown underneath that kind of seaweed you're describing now. You can eat it as it is, but...
I had an next door neighbour who had that exact accent. I know there's a number of teachers at school who had that accent as well. Trying to figure out where exactly it comes from. It's a South Wales accent, but trying to place exactly where that's from, I'm not quite sure. It's actually it's actually kind of well spoken. It's quite well spoken, like posh my stay or something like that. I don't know. I have to really think about where that's from.
Traditionally, they would have added grated lemon rind.
Can I just take a little tiny bit to see what it tastes like as it is? It's all right. So you've mixed in some lemon zest there.
Yes, and then a little oatmeal, just to thicken it up a bit so that it's easier to handle. You then take a spoonful and put it on some oatmeal on a board.
Right.
And then it's quite messy, so you need quite a bit of oatmeal to stop it getting and sticking on your hands. Now, the secret is the smaller the cake, the easier it is to handle.
Right.
Therefore, you cut them to about that size. And then they're ready to fry then in the bacon fat,
Oh, I see. So
which I've got frying here.
That's an important part of it, is it? That it has to be
Yes.
fried in bacon fat?
Yes. You can, as we are more aware of healthy eating today, of course you can fry it in corn oil or whatever you want.
But that's the traditional way.
Traditional way,
Yeah.
yes.
All right, you guys going on about your seed oils. Bacon is fine.
time. It's different. Bananas are the second most popular fruit in Britain after apples. They were first grown in the Far East and then spread to India.
Cheryl's just being a bit polite there. She was like, ugh, I don't know what else. But she couldn't say that, obviously. She was trying to be nice to Frumpy.
Africa and the Caribbean. The name comes from the Arabic word for finger, and there are over 100 different varieties.
I didn't know that. Banana comes from the Arabic word for finger, does it? I never knew that. Did you? If you knew that, Anon, you're more of a clever clogs than Lyndon, aren't you? See what Cheryl's wearing there? I've noticed that young girls now, maybe not so much at the moment, but about a year or two ago, maybe 3 years ago, they was all of this kind of early 90s fashion was coming back a little bit. So I did notice that quite a lot of young girls are wearing stuff like this. They probably wouldn't have worn that scarf that Cheryl's wearing, but the baggy jumper certainly I've seen. Around this time, they kind of liked to use this speed. I remember there was a show on CITV called Zap. It was like a kind of come-to-life comic book. And they used a lot of this sped-up camera, kind of jerky thing as well. They liked this technique around this time. You don't really see it that much these days, do you? But they've used it a lot on Cheryl on this particular show. Blasted cough hasn't completely gone away. Drinking my Mellow Bird still. Oh, it finished. Well, there's still lots of time left on the clip, so I wonder what comes now. I was just sneaking off to take my Beecham's tablet, ladies and gentlemen, and the show finished.
Outside again, Philip's idea again. Good morning to you.
Nippia here, morning.
I just go back a minute. Was that Dottie from the Raggy Dolls there? She looks a lot like Dottie from the Raggy Dolls. But the other kids aren't Raggy Dolls. But that really looks like Dottie. Anyway, let's carry on.
Outside again, Philip's idea again. Good morning to you.
Nippia here, morning. How are you? Nice to see you.
Bright and breezy, I'd call it, don't you?
Nippy, I'd say.
Nippy, yes.
There was a baldish person on Cheryl's show just a second ago.
Banderas,
Banderas, yeah.
On Eggs
yeah.
and Bacon?
Yes. And that's awful noise. There's always a jet going over. That's got nothing to do with any of your special guests this morning, has it?
Funny you should say that, Philip. Yes, it has, because you know that we had that.
If you're wondering, yeah, probably on balance, she is. You can make your own mind up about Schofield.
Diana Ross last week, and it's lovely because Diana's come back as a teleclone this week. She'll be answering your calls.
They all come on this
Superman will be here.
As usual, yes.
And another guest. I think Willy Banderas got their look from this other guest who's going to be on. And it's a guest who won't do many TV programmes at the moment. So we're thrilled she's come into the studio.
I'm intrigued now. I mean, do we get a name or anything?
Well, I don't know if to give it away or not, but it is actually Sinead O'Connor.
No, one of the few shows she'll do going live.
Do you want to know what else is on this morning? Yes? Okay, we'll tell you, and then we'll tell you why we're outside here. Yes, it's the Raccoons. Today's adventure is called Join the Club, and you can join them at 9:20 to see what's going on.
Hugh Scully of the Antiques Roadshow is with us today, looking at
The world of 1991. Hey, friends, you love it, don't you? You love it, Mellow Moments fans.
collections, old and new.
Darren Day, now that's not Darren Day. Well, Darren Day bounces back with more clockwise competition at 10 o'clock. And that's not Darren Day either.
Where is Darren Day? Love and Kisses is the message from Danny Minogue. Catch her performing live on Going Live today.
Danny Minogue looked too young, so I'm withholding any would or would not comment. She looked about 15.
The Turtles jump to April's help in today's radical adventure, April Foolish.
All together now.
Heroes in a hot show, Brussels sprouts.
The nation's favourite barbers, Ken and Eddie Kennedy, the barbers, spend a day out looking for suitable customers.
Need a Wikipedia check on this barber on the right here.
Taking the hot seat as our press conference guest today is comedian and raconteur Frankie Howard.
Frankie Howard, still around in 1991. Those were the days, eh?
Oh, no, don't. Yes, no, don't, no, don't, yes, no.
You probably want to know why I've got my pointer. Will you do Frankie Howard now?
It was Bruce Forsyth, that one. Why have you got your pointer?
I've got my pointer because of the reason why we're out here, because we've got to show...
17 minutes, 19 seconds on the clock for my coffee today, by the way.
The thing about the
Walls around this corner. There's been some very, very famous walls. Berlin Wall, the Great Wall of China, your kitchen wall, very famous wall. All that stuff. Well,
Hadrian's Wall.
Hadrian Wall. A little bit later on in the programme, we'll be telling you how you can... We can't show you...
The wall, Donald Trump's wall. Oh, no, it was a bit early for that, wasn't it? And yeah, the famous walls. No.
This is a secret, but there is a very big wall around the side of Television Centre. This is a picture of it.
Sort of over here.
Yeah.
It's just
You'll
over
see
there.
it later, and we'll be telling you how you could design a giant mural, a huge mural to go on the side of Television Centre.
That should give you a lot of inspiration, that artist's impression.
I drew that myself.
What, you did that?
Yes, I've done
That's
this all
very good.
myself.
What's the real reason why we can't show the...
Well, we haven't got permission. The commissionaires haven't given us permission to show it just yet.
There's someone parked in front of it, isn't there? And they think it's a bad influence on us.
That's what it is.
That's what it is.
That's what it is.
Do you want to see a cartoon? I do. Yogi Bear. Here he is, the new Yogi Bear.
Her manner is very, I felt like she was speaking more to the adults than the kids somehow. But anyway, that'll do for today, ladies and gentlemen. And I'll be back tomorrow for another Mellow Moments.
There are times when you deserve more than a coffee break, so make a cup of Mellow Birds. You'll find its smooth, mellow flavor turns an ordinary coffee break into a mellow moment. Mellow Birds for mellow moments.
Every day should have some.